so we don't get an interruption. And my name is Shelley Goldberg, and I'm the current president of the Computer Club. And we're going to be doing a presentation today on how best you can use your smart TV. So let's get underway. So as always, our agenda, we usually go through some business things at the beginning. We'll cover a financial report and our membership. We'll talk about the computer club itself and some of the classes we're doing. And since this is open to everyone in the community, we'll be talking about community matters, and then we'll get on to our feature presentation.
And if anyone is here wanting membership, they need to come to the club after the meeting.
Okay, and I was just reminded, if you didn't hear that, if you're interested in joining or want to get information about membership, the lab will be open after this meeting. So not for too long, about an hour we should have after that. So you're welcome to come, and we can show you around or answer any questions you might have. I'm supposed to laugh at this one. So this is our financial report. Hasn't changed too much from last month. So we're in pretty good shape. We do have a large reserve, and our plan is towards the end of this year and into next year, we'll probably be replacing a lot of the computers in the lab and get updated to Windows 12, assuming that Windows 12 does come out at the end of this year. And we do make donations each month to Grafton Food Pantry. You'll see that the last item on there, that's so far for the first month of January. And for last year, we had over $1,000 donated. So that's where that jar in the back, if you put $1 in there for your donuts and coffee, that doesn't go to the computer club, that goes to the Grafton Food Pantry. Our membership currently is standing at 1,602. So we're a pretty large club, probably the largest one in Sun City. And we've made some changes on our dues. The initial membership dues are $25, and then thereafter it's $15 for 3 years, which comes out to $5 a year. So it's pretty nominal other than your first initial charge. And that covers your entire household. So it's not just for you, it's anyone else living in your household. But the change we've made is if you paid the $25, and this is starting retroactive to January of 2024. If you pay the $25, it's not just for 1 year now, you get it for, actually for 3 years. So you wouldn't have to renew again for 3 years. If you come into the lab and when you scan your card, it'll show what your expires. So we're always looking for more people to help out at the lab. We need more lab techs. Any and all skills are needed. You don't have to be a technical wizard. We're open now 2 days a week, which is Monday and Thursday mornings. If we get a lot more help, then we can go back and open up a third day. We used to have a third day on Tuesdays, and we haven't been able to do that because we don't have enough help. So if you'd like to help out, just feel free to talk to any of us after this meeting or come over to the lab anytime. And we're also, as I say, you don't have to be a technical wizard. We need help in all different areas. We need some instructors to teach classes. We need people just directing people. We do a lot of digitizing. So you can digitize your VHS cassettes and your slides and prints and so on. So we need people to just direct you as to how you go about all of that. And we also need more people to join us on the board as well. So enough of that. We have two subgroups: an Apple users group, which meets the first Tuesday of each month at 9 o'clock in the lab, and we have a photography group. If you're interested in photography, we are not having a meeting in February. We are having a meeting in March, so it'll be the first Wednesday. If you'd like to find out what it's all about, just show up on the first Wednesday in March at 7 o'clock. And you're welcome to sit through it. And if you like what you see, then you can join us there. And as I mentioned, the computer lab itself is open on Mondays and Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 12, and it'll be open after this meeting. And here's a list of the classes that we have scheduled for so far for the rest of this month and into March. We'll be adding more classes through the spring, so feel free to come out to any of our classes. All the classes are free. You just have to be a member of the computer club. And don't forget to bring your your passwords and your user IDs, your email address and passwords if it's a class where you're trying to learn how to use, let's say, a smartphone or your computer, and you have issues with that. Anytime you come into the lab with a problem, you should know what your passwords are. So this month we've got some classes going on in remaining classes for the month on Apple iPhones, on Google phones, and on Android phones rather, and on Google Photos. And talking about things going on in the Sun City community, tonight there is a Dolly Parton concert right here, and I believe there are some tickets still left. So if you're interested in seeing the Dolly Parton concert, get a hold of your ticket, or just show up tonight and see if there's some, and you might enjoy that. On the 14th, St. Valentine's Day. It's going to be a dinner dance right here in Drendel also. On the 22nd, there's an ABBA concert, and then there's a board meeting on the 28th at 9 a.m. And if you want to stick around here after the presentation, you're welcome to do that. What we encourage is that you can just get together in little small groups, and if you want to talk about anything that interests you, artificial intelligence, smart TVs, or whatever, feel free to do that. And I think the donuts are out, but you're welcome to get some coffee while you do that. Okay, and so I'm going to be talking about getting the most from your smart TV, so you can learn about what you can do with a smart TV. How many of you have bought a new smart TV in the last year. Oh, we got quite a few. Okay, so I think that's probably why you're here. You're trying to figure out what else you can do with that TV. And I think everyone should be able to pick up at least one or two ideas on things that you haven't been using your TV for recently. Okay, so what is a smart TV? A smart TV is a flat screen TV that connects to the internet and has a built-in operating system. So think of it as a connected TV. So it's essentially it's like a computer that's built into your TV. So just like your smartphone that you might have, it's a phone, but making phone calls is just one app on that phone. There's tons of other things you can do with that phone, and probably for most people these days, making phone calls is probably the least thing they do on their phone. So with a TV, you have the same thing. You can download apps and do all kinds of things. So just watching, channel NBC or ABC or whatever is probably the least thing you can do. There are tons of other things you can do with your TV. So we're going to be talking about all those things, how to stream movies and TV shows and music and games and so forth. Now, if you don't have a smart TV, which means you have a dumb TV, you can buy a streaming device that'll make your dumb TV smart. So, you don't have to go out and spend a bunch of money to buy a new TV. There are all kinds of devices, anything from a Google Chromecast to Roku's and Amazon Fire Sticks to Apple TVs, and these range in price from $20 on up to $200. So it's just a question of whether you how much your budget allows and whether or not you need it. If you already have a new smart TV, you don't need one of these. You can strictly use your TV itself. But if you have an older TV that, just like us, we get a little bit older and we don't function as well anymore. So the TV has the same issues. So sometimes it's helped by a newer streaming device. But if you have a brand new TV that's a smart TV, you won't need that at all. So the options for streaming devices. The cheapest one you can get is to go across the street to Walmart. They have a clone of a Google Chromecast device, which is the one pictured on the screen. It sells for $19.88, and it does pretty much everything that a Google Chromecast will do. So that's the cheapest option. There are other options as well. There's Roku devices. There's Amazon Fire TV sticks, which range in price from $25 up to $125, depending on whether it has 4K resolution and what the storage capacity is and so on. You can get a Chromecast for Google TV, and that's either $35 to $50. Apple TV is the most expensive, but it also has the most storage. You can get for $150. You can get 128 gig, and the more storage you have, the more apps you can put on there. Okay, so now that you got your smart TV or a streaming device that'll help you do these things, the first thing you want to do is you want to look at streaming services. And there are tons of streaming services out there. Some are free, and some are you have to subscribe to them. So you've got things like Netflix and Amazon Prime and Apple Plus and Peacock and Paramount and Hulu. Those are some of the ones that you can subscribe to. And you may know that if you have certain types of wireless plans with your cell phone, you can get some of these for free or at low cost. So I know, like with Verizon or T-Mobile, they will include things like Netflix or Apple Plus or Hulu TV included, so you don't have to pay anything extra. Or if you want to get the higher resolution, you can just pay a nominal upgrade fee. And then there are the free streaming apps, things like Pluto and Tubi and Xumo and Google and Roku. Google comes on any type of TV that has Google TV, and Roku has Roku channels on there. So those are free, absolutely free. So it's worthwhile, checking into those. Okay, everybody in this room should be a resident of Huntley. So the Huntley Area Public Library has 2 absolutely free streaming services called Hoopla and Canopy, and they show different movies and TV shows on there. And all you need is a library card to get set up. If you're not sure how to do it, you can call the librarian or just stop in at the library, and they will step you through what you need to do to get onto Hoopla. So yeah, this is not going to be a class on cutting the cord, but I will go through some of give you like a 5-minute overview of things you can do to cut the cord. And there are a lot of live TV streaming options, and some of these, like I mentioned, are free, and some you may subscribe to. But if you want to do it on a low budget, if you have a Google TV, it's 100% free. Google now has over 800 channels that come built into your new Google Smart TV. If you have a Roku TV, Roku has all kinds of channels on there with news and movies and TV shows and more. If you don't have those, there's Tubi. Tubi is actually owned by Fox, and they have a slew of huge number of channels on there. They keep adding more and more channels, and it may not be the top news channels like Fox or MSNBC or CNN, but they will have other channels on there that are going to be similar. Xumo is another one that's now owned by Xfinity, Comcast, and that's totally free also. You don't have to have a Comcast account to do it. It's totally free. You just download the Xumo app, and that'll give you free channels. And the same thing with Pluto. Pluto is owned now by Paramount, which is CBS, and they were actually one of the first ones to set up these aggregates of literally thousands of channels on there. And that's totally free, 100% free. Some of the paid streaming services, the live TV streaming services, they wanted to get more people tuned into what they're doing. So what they did was they set up a free tier. So we have Sling. Sling is available for subscription, but you can get it totally free. It's called Sling Free Stream to try it out, and you still get several hundred channels on there at no charge whatsoever. So you won't get the premium channels, but you'll get enough channels to keep you busy for a while. And a lot of the TVs, the TV manufacturers are also including different channels on there that are included at no charge. So as I say, if you have a Google TV, You've got 800 free channels. If you have an LG TV, they started something just recently called LG Channels. And that's like 300 or more channels on there. And it'll give you news, sports, movies, and so on.
What speed internet do you need to do those?
Yeah, of course, you need to do any kind of streaming, you will need internet. It doesn't have to be really fast internet. I would say, 25 megabits per second is more than adequate. You can even do it with a lot less. Depends on the resolution too. If you're trying to do a 4K resolution with Dolby Atmos or sound or the high-tech stuff, you'll need a little bit faster. Okay, so what are the subscription options? You've got Philo is the cheapest at $25 a month, but it doesn't have as many channels on there. Sling has 2 tiers. They've got what they call the orange and the blue tier, and they're $40 each. Or for $60, you can get both. So the difference, and you can look at what they have, but the difference in the channels is one is going to have more sports on it, one is going to have some other channels and things. The rest of them are now well over $70. They started out, these all started out in the $25, $30 range, and now they've just like cable, they've gone up. So YouTube Live, Hulu Live, Fubo, and DirecTV streaming, these are all in that $75 range. And they will give you all the channels that cable currently gives you. So you can get these are basically cable substitutes. So if you get this, you've got everything that you had with cable before. Hulu Live, they just increased it to $77, and that's the highest of all of them. The reason they're giving is because they're now combining it with Disney. Disney owns Hulu. They're bundling it with Disney and with ESPN. Okay, so here's the one thing that you can easily do to try to figure out which streaming service you might want or need if you're looking for one of these paid streaming services. If you go to the Sun City website, everyone should know how to use the Sun City website. If you don't, come to the computer club and we'll help you do that.